For Go Code Magazine, I'm here with the almighty riff lord, Kirk from Crowbar. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Thank you very much. Good to be here.
You're obviously here touring in support of the new record that's coming out later next month. Your 11th studio album. Is that kind of crazy that's the 11th?
It's not the number 11. It's that it's literally like 115 to 120 songs.
Yeah.
I have to count them. And I'm like, geez, this is a lot of fucking songs from one band.
Yeah.
And I like them all. So.
Well, you wouldn't put them out if you did.
Exactly.
Well, you talked about in an interview how you went back to the early records and like kind of went back old school for the writing of this album. Why was it the time right now to do that?
Well, part of it, like I started to listen for whatever reason, which is a great thing, right before the writing process, maybe even 6 months to a year. It's just like lately I've been on an old school kick with Carnivore and Trouble and St. Vitus, no pun being it's St. Vitus here. And, the first Typo record and all of that. And then it came time for writing, and I was like, you know what? I want to go back and listen to some of because these are the bands that influenced us in the beginning.
Yeah.
I want to go back and listen to some of the early Crowbar shit and try to get a feel for what my mindset was at that time. And a lot of the stuff I heard surprised me because, once a record's done, unless I play the song live, I forget the titles. I can't tell you all the titles on the last record. I can't tell you the titles on the new one, although it's not out yet. But honestly, but I found a lot of interesting things in the way, and it kind of rekindled my way of thinking and my approach to things back then. And I'm like, you know what? It's just time. It's time to kind of revisit what got us going in the first place, and being much older and hopefully much wiser and a better songwriter, better vocalist, better, same with the whole band, really, much better production. Yeah. It just felt like the time. It's not by no means I don't want to scare anybody like, oh my God, it's going to be like the first demo or some shit. It's just, for me, the approach was very similar, to the writing, and the influences on the writing were much more old school, like in the early days.
My heart is filled with sorrow. It's bleeding and so cold. Dying while living in light of last rise. Falling while rising. I'm grown too tired to fight.
Was it music-wise, like the way you write the riffs? Was it lyric, or was it kind of both, like old school wise?
Music-wise, we kind of we always use the term, no pun on them beer guts, but trim the fat. It's the meat and potatoes. It's what needs to be there. It's the substance of the song. It's not going off into different elements and different things. And the lyrics are much more in tune with today, the way I feel today. But my approach with writing the lyrics was giving the riff room to breathe. It seems like I started to overthink and get where every part of the fucking song had to have some kind of vocal part over it and blah blah blah, or I'm singing over the whole riff, and I'm like, well, you can't really hear the riff. It's and you listen to a lot of the stuff I went back and listened to, and there's a lot of instrumental sections in the music, even like, the Super Old Sabbath and all. Jesus, Ozzy had 15-minute breaks or something. It's like,
get water.
You don't have to, it doesn't have to be overkill. Not the band that we're about to go on tour with. But, it doesn't. You don't have to overthink it. And I think giving the riffs room to breathe made the songs better to me.
Yeah. Very cool. Now, obviously, you're playing some new stuff live right now. How many?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No, what happened?
Oh, come on.
Well, we do have an excuse.
All right, there we go.
Todd didn't play on the record, Sexy T.
True.
He's
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
So I did the bass. Jeff Golden, our previous bassist, had done about half, and I'd done about half. So, you know, when it just didn't work out with Jeff, I went back and knocked out the bass real quick. And Todd was, you got to realize, he hadn't been on stage in over 16 years.
Wow.
He had quit playing bass for about 14 and a half years. So he was back getting his chops up, which, believe me, they're where they should be. But, you know, when we left for the tour with Carcass, supporting them, it was like, look, let's just make sure Todd's got, you know, because we had some off-day shows where we had the headline, let's make sure we got an hour and 10 minutes worth of stuff. I mean, we do play a lot of older stuff, and he remembered it, but we play, you know, he was only on the first, like, say, 5 albums or whatever, you know. So, I mean, we whatever, you know, it's been quite a few. I mean, he was, you know, he wasn't from 2001 on. Sonic XS came out in 2001, so he, you know, we do 2 songs off of that every night usually. He had stuff to learn, you know, and work on, and you know, really, it's a situation where we just finished with Carcass not long ago at all, and then you know, this tour was right around the corner, and you know, so for us, we really didn't have, I don't want to say didn't have time, but we felt like, you know, we're about to release another track on the 29th off the new record, like, you know, on Spotify and iTunes, and like we did with Falling While Rising. So you know, we want to let the fans get a taste of a bit of this. I think we're going to release a third one as well before the record comes out, but the record comes out 28th of October, and we start up with Overkill in Europe on the 2nd of November. So when we get home, we need to do some homework and get some new material, you know, get the new songs rolling and get them into the set, you know. But it's kind of like almost, because there was a lot of press, obviously, with the new record coming up. It's almost like we're just on the road to be on the road, you know, to tour, to play to the fans, obviously to, you know, make money, but also there's been a lot of press since the beginning of the tour, and which is a good thing. There's more press tomorrow. You know, it press yesterday. It's a good thing. So it's kind of a tour setting up the new record coming out, even though we're not doing tunes off of it yet. And the other reason is, you know, I mean, of course, everybody pretty much has access to the internet and whatnot these days, but I don't want to play a song and have some guy, you know, videotape it on his phone, and then it's on YouTube, and it's the shittiest sounding crap you've ever heard, and this is this people's introduction to the new material. It's like, I want them to hear it on a proper stereo. Yeah, exactly. And I'd be the same way. This is horrible fun. Yeah. You know, so I don't want to mislead anyone with the record. I want them to hear the proper record on a proper stereo before we do it. So we probably won't play anything new until the record comes out.
Right on. Well, we've always talked about how you've always been so fucking cool with the fans. That's why I think Crowbar has been, you know, fans go up. They come here every time because you're cool. You hang out, say hello, shake their hands, treat them like normal people, unlike most bands. Why has that always been like such an important thing for you?
Because I'm a fan myself.
Yeah, it's true.
And, you know, it's a situation I was telling Kim earlier in the other interview. You know, like the times that I met Lemmy, he was always cool as fuck. You know, touring with Heaven and Hell, and meeting Tony Iommi and Geezer and, you know, Vinny Appice and Ronnie James Dio, and they were as cool as fuck. So it's like when you meet, I mean, I don't consider you know, to some people, I always tell my daughter that. She's like, "Are you a rock star?" I'm like, "I'm not a rock star." But to people who my band might be their favorite band. Yes. And to those people, not that I'm a rock star, but I'm very relevant, let's say, to those people. And it's a great feeling when you meet someone that has inspired you and influenced you, and they treat you awesome. Yeah. And it's a shitty feeling when you meet someone you look up to and they're a complete fucking dick. Yeah. So I've tried to make it a long time ago to try my best to always be, you know, nice to everyone.
Yeah. Well, I think also we've talked before how you don't think Crowbar's ever been bigger than they are right now out of the whole career. I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we had that hot second, you know, on the self-titled with Headbangers Ball and Beavis and Butthead and things like that. But, you know, after that kind of faded, it's been a slow climb, ever since. Thanks so much for all y'all support over the years, and looking forward to a kick-ass show here tonight at St. Vitus, and hope to see you on tour soon. And check out new record, comes out 10/28, and it's you should be able to pre-order and all that bullshit now. And another track comes out on the 29th, so look for that. Plasmic and Pure is the second track that we're releasing, so look for that. Thank you.